All right, everybody in YouTube land. So that was an interesting wake up to the morning. We had the fire department show up, and apparently someone on land had called and reported that we had drifted and we were stuck out here in the channel, or in the river, and we're outside of the channel markers, so the whatchamacallit, the barges can't get us, and we're just kind of chilling here and trying to make sure we're safe and get some sleep. And yeah, they showed up and they were like, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" I thought maybe in the middle of the night the distress button on the back of the radio or something sleeping, but it was not. I didn't accidentally push the button. Apparently someone on shore called in and thought that we were drifting, and then drifted down the river and are just stuck here. So that was pretty interesting. So nice way to start the day. Nice dead sound sleep, and then hey. So I guess we're up now. We're gonna push on for the day. We're gonna make it past Davenport is the plan, and just keep on moving and seeing what we can get done is the plan. So I'm gonna get my breakfast. I'm gonna go get my light on the back all done, and then I'm gonna head out. That's the plan. Tomorrow's gonna rain, so I want to try to get as far south as I can before it gets colder. So that's the plan for today. I was not ready, so I was up in the sleeping bag all warm up there, and then that happened. So I apologize to the city here. I think it's North Byron. Sorry that somebody called in and we kind of had to waste your guys' time, but gave you guys something to do, a little training to come on out and see what was going on in the river before we head south. It's Lock and Dam number 14 is, I believe, not too much farther ahead. I just woke up, so I'm still kind of all over the place. My bearings are all over the place, so I'll have to look on the map. And then when I come back, I'll know exactly what our next destination and thing that is along the way. So I'll be back and let you know. All right, everybody. I was able to Google, and Lock and Dam number 14 is what's going to be the first thing that we run in today. It's about 4 miles south of us, so we'll hit that, and then we'll go through Davenport, or burn the Quad Cities, basically, is what we'll go through. And we should be good to go on gas and everything, so we won't have to stop there. And then once we get south of the Quad Cities, we should hit Lock and Dam number 15. And based on how far we are and how everything's going today, we'll see how far we get. Alright, so we are up on deck, back in the cockpit. Beautiful, beautiful sunrise here on the river. As you can see, we're outside of the channel markers, so we are totally safe. The barges and everything travel in there. Last night when we anchored here, a barge went by not too long after, and he actually radioed me and said, "Hey, how's it going?" Was it Terrebonne, maybe? I don't know. I ran into him earlier on the river, and he ended up radioing me saying, "Hey, we saw you earlier. Hope you're having a good trip." And I said, "Hey, thank you. Hope you guys do too." So that was kind of cool. Terrebonne, maybe, is the name of it. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Dubik, not Dubiki, is here in the comments below. Let me know that my pronouncement of Dubiki was the funniest thing they had ever heard the beak called. So I'm glad I can be entertaining for you guys. Just try to sound it out. You know, hooked on phonics worked for me. You know, sound it out as you go, and then I just pronounce, you know, say what's there. But I have no idea what a lot of these town names are and stuff. So it was kind of funny. I was sticking my head out of the front hatch there. This morning we woke up to, like I was saying, the local fire department. And I think there was actually 2 fire departments, because on one side is Iowa and the other is Illinois, because over here was a fire boat. And then one came up over here where they were yelling. And then they tied alongside of us. The back of their boat kind of came over the side and almost hit our backup motor. And then almost hit our solar panel. Careful, I'm doing okay. I don't need any help. I'm sitting out here anchored. I'm sleeping. And I don't want to end up having anything break, you know, with you guys coming out here trying to save me and end up actually breaking stuff. And they're like, okay, sorry, we apologize. And, you know, I said, I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I appreciate you guys coming out here if, you know, I did call, but I did not call. One of the locals on shore called and said that a boat had drifted down the river in the middle of the night and was either aground out here or I don't know, stuck on something. So when they came out here and I informed them, no, I came here on my own power in the middle of the night and we're anchored. I said, oh, okay, cool. And they took off. So, but I am definitely tired now because I went to bed at like 2 o'clock because the original spot I anchored at 2, I had to move. There was like a cop on shore and he flashed his light out a few times, and then I went and looked and I was looking and he yelled. I said, hey, you can't anchor there. There's a city ordinance, nobody anchoring off town limits or something. So I said, okay. And then I moved here in the middle of the night, and I think maybe that's when somebody on shore might have saw it and they thought the boat was just kind of drifting down river, because it's not like we move very fast, 5 miles an hour. Maybe they're up over there. I don't know. I would think the motor, but apparently not. So we're going to get our 5 miles down to lock and dam number 14. I do apologize if I'm a little tired today. I was planning on sleeping in another 2 hours, but after they came and woke me up and wanted to know what my plan and itinerary for the day was, I told them I'd be leaving in an hour, and I said, okay, thank you, we'd appreciate it. So I don't know if there's a city ordinance here either. I don't want to make any of the locals mad, you know. I want to respect everybody's wishes and like all the town ordinances and all that. I'm sure they have to do that so that they don't end up having a bunch of transient people that just come and anchor off their town all the time on live aboard boats and you know, mess up the area. Kind of like a homeless camp on water is what they're trying to prevent. Definitely a beautiful morning. So we should have a slight tailwind. Gonna be real nice today, and we'll get as far south as we can. I'm definitely not gonna be doing any night travel tonight with how tired I am. I'll be cutting it short as soon as I can. But tomorrow and the next day is going to have the rain, and depending on how strong that rain is, we'll decide if we're going to travel in it or if we're going to hang out here on the boat and do some organizing, because I definitely got to get all my dirty clothes organized and put in a garbage bag. So if I can find a laundromat, I need to get all my garbage put up, because I have like 2 or 3 little bags. I have one up in the front and then one in the back here, depending on where I'm sitting. And then I want to figure out those boards on the stanchions. And trying to think if there's anything else that I can think of offhand this morning that we need to work on. That's something that we really need to do. I'm thinking about checking the spark plugs in the motor as well. So we've got about 500 miles down, I believe. 400. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to chart it out It's early this morning, so I apologize. Like I said, I'm tired. I've got it all saved on my phone and then on a piece of paper down in the cabin where I've been writing down everything. But running a 2-stroke, there's the oil. You don't want your plugs to foul or anything. We want to keep this engine running at peak performance because we're getting really good gas mileage compared to a lot of the other guys that run them, and we want to keep that up. Alright, we are on again. So, thank you, Byron, for being a wonderful, wonderful overnight anchorage. Your city populace is a little overactive and worried about people on the river, but I guess I was talking, and one of my friends said, I guess people don't really see sailboats like this, especially with the mast down, tarp, and people don't go on voyages anymore. They're just going out. You know, they see power boats and all that, but they don't see people going on a trip like this. So it's different for them because it's odd and something out of place. People like to call in and stuff. What is that? Karens or whatever. So, but in a way, it's good. I shouldn't be upset. Alright, we got a barge over here at the next lock. So we're probably going to have to wait a little bit because there's a couple of them coming through. It is good to know that somebody, you know, if something was happening and I was sinking and stuck out in the middle of the river and had no way to contact anybody, somebody did see me. But it's not like I hoisted a flag that said help or anything. But yeah, it reminds me of like the old stories about the British Navy, like when they would come to town and stuff, or the east coast of the United States when it was first calling in like the town at night. Everybody would be asleep, and then when they would wake up, there'd be a ship offshore. Whoa! And then all the foreign, you know, crew that came aboard, you know, ashore, that was so different, out of the norm of things that they saw. So, here is that. Let's see if we can see it. That barge is around that corner up there, and just hanging out, waiting for it. So there's one lock 14 before Davenport, and then there's lock 15 after Davenport. So we should hit both of those today, and tomorrow we'll see how the weather is. Make sure we get a good strong anchor tonight, because it looks like it'll be high winds and rain. That'll give us a good time to sit on the boat and kind of reorganize everything, take everything that I've learned so far about, you know, having stuff that you want to have right next to you to grab. Like in my foaming boxes, I now made sure, you know, at night in that I have my clear handheld spotlight, I have my red light, I've got my gloves in there and stuff, so when it's nighttime, it's cold, with the river water levels, you're not able to run down into the cabin when you're going, and then when it's windy, you don't want to stop and end up getting blown inshore or anything, so it's good to just have everything right there for you to grab. I'm kind of learning my system as I go. River rat portion of this trip, so it's kind of interesting. Like I was saying, it's going to be really, really 3 very distinct trips, kind of in one. The river portion, and then like the Erie Canal portion, will kind of be very similar. And then we'll have like coastal sailing down around Florida and that. And then we'll have Great Lakes sailing. So it'll be kind of 3 very distinct things. And we'll be adjusting our gear differently for each of them. I think we'll kind of learning from each of them and integrating parts of it all together and making the mellow just like we want it. I'm not sure the name of that town. This side is Port Byron. Googled it. It's LeClaire, Iowa, Fort Byron, Illinois. I'm tempted to maybe stop in Davenport and get an Uber and go into town and just kind of see it, but like all the other stuff, I'd rather be out here in the boat, in the river, chilling. This is the experience to me that's enjoyable. People live in cities and towns all the time and they're miserable. Not very often come out to a trip like this, and that's why I'm focusing on enjoying that. So onward to lock number 14 we go. I'm probably about 2.5 miles out. I'll give them a call on the radio because there's all the barges and see what they want me to do. Hopefully it's not going to end up being all day or anything, but we'll see. So here is a great example of why it pays off to have AIS. We have the Wanda Isabel, I think, and the David Stegbauer. And because of the AIS, we were able to see that that one was coming up around the bend there. And I saw that this other barge kind of pulled over to the side, and instead of like a normal person, if you didn't have AIS, you would probably just assume, hey, maybe he's going over the side, he's got a load, blah, 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 blah. But with AIS, we were able to see the other barge coming from, you know, miles and miles away. When I woke up, and well, not when I woke up, but when I left Anchorage there, I was able to look at it and I saw him, and that helps out, so we're not way over on the left side of the channel or anything and right in front of him when he comes around this bend. Now that we're getting a little farther south, we're going to start dealing with a lot more barge traffic than we had before. Alright, here we have the Wanda Isabel. Pushing north. Not sure what's on those barges. I know the ones with the tops, they carry grain. And then they have fuel ones, and you can kind of tell those. Those look like this one ahead of us, where it's like black and they have like fuel tank looking stuff on top. But here, what those ones are, I don't know if that's sand or gravel or aggregate. That is very much a possibility. We're gonna hit the weight now. Woody, woody, woody. Just a beautiful day today. Now we got to be careful for when this guy fires up his engines, being behind him. We don't want to get up too close. Maybe I'll message him on the radio. He does look like he might be pulling over here. There's a cool little boat on the side of the river there. So I can see this guy. I think he's backing up. I'm not quite sure. He's trying to make that curve on the river now before he kicks his engines and can head down. That's, I think, what's happening. The marker is way over on the left, but because he pulled over so that other barge could get over, I think now he's got to kind of do some reverse action and then get situated before he can start moving down river. So we want to get out of his way so he can get lined up and good. Before we do anything, Alright, here here you can see one of those gas. This is either gas or fuel, diesel, or natural gas. I'm not sure which one exactly. So I'm not sure if he's pulling over here or what he's doing right now. So we're gonna just kind of pass him. I tried to hail him on the radio, but I didn't hear anything back. I didn't want to hail him on 16 and bug them. Sometimes they don't always call back, and they're doing a job. We don't want to bug them. Maybe he's waiting for another barge to come up before he heads down here. With the low water levels, there's not much room to maneuver, so they got to be real careful. I'm going to check out the AIS and see if I can deduce what his plans are or what's going down. Okay, here we have the bridge between LeClaire, Iowa, and over here we have Rapid City, Illinois. So you guys in the comments will have to let me know. I was kind of messing around with my microphone settings here, and before it had like increased the microphone on Zoom, and I noticed yesterday watching some of the videos that when I would zoom in, it would make the engine really, really loud, and we don't want that. I wish there was some way I could figure out how to do the mic so that it would not pick up the engine noise, but hopefully once we hit Alton, we will not be having to worry about the engine noise very much at all, if ever. Looks like they're getting all the boats around here all up for storage. I do not see any sailboats. So I've noticed my videos for a full day are being about an hour now. I know a lot of people on YouTube end up making like 20-minute videos because people lose attention span. But I didn't want to make like 3 20-minute videos in a day and have like day whatever, episode 1, 2, 3. So I figured it would just be easier to make full day 1-hour episodes, and everybody can, in the modern times, we can pause, fast forward, rewind, and skip around whenever we want. And people lose attention span. And always come back and watch each video as they go. Alright, I'll zoom in and we'll see, and kind of see where the water normally would be and where it is. Normally it would be kind of where that white line is, in the middle of the bricks there on the bottom of the supports, but as you can see, it is not. So it's down maybe 3 or 4 feet here, maybe a little farther. We're getting depths of 11, 12 feet. 12 feet here. Where we anchored, we were in 8 feet of water. Like I was saying before, the barges need 9.5. So it definitely, there is no wiggle room whatsoever out here now. Although it is also kind of reassuring, because when we are anchored in like 8.5 feet of water, or 6, we know a barge can't run us over. If for some reason it accidentally lost steering or something, it would run aground way before it would ever get to us. Looks like they're building something up there. And here we have Lock and Dam number 13. Hopefully we'll be able to get through quickly and on our way. see what's zoomed in here, if we can see what's going down. Alright everybody, so I called ahead to the lock. He said I have 15-20 minutes to catch in, otherwise there's a tow coming up, and then it'll be like an hour or two. So we're gonna push it here. Normally we travel at 5 miles an hour, and then kind of like airplanes and war, you have that war emergency power. So if you really need to do something, maneuver in an emergency or like this, and that's what we're gonna do. We're pushing her up to 7. I know it'll go to 10, but I don't want to push the engine too hard, being she's, and we're still on the first third of our trip. So we want to be able to make sure that we don't blow the engine or anything trying to catch this lock, because 2 hours is 2 hours in the grand scheme of 6 months. But I definitely know we can throw her up to 7 miles an hour, get down there, and with the chart plotter, it is really, because we have vector, the dam is about right there, and then it'll tell you based on your speed and your heading and everything, how fast you're going real time based on your speed, how long it'll take to get to certain distances. So we got 8.5 minutes to get there. It's gonna take 8.4, and we got 15. So it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. Alright, we're definitely gonna make it. Not a problemo. So that definitely makes me happy. We won't have to get stuck here for a few hours waiting for the lock. So, lock and dam, number 14. It's kind of cool to be cruising again. I feel like I'm back to sailing because you get the wind in your face when you're going 6 knots. Which is the equivalent of 7 miles an hour. Last night I was playing around and I switched it over to knots instead of miles an hour. So, there we go. 7 miles an hour. Almost 50% faster than we normally cruise. And I'm glad that we have that extra power for anything we need to do, and so we can get into situations like this and not have to wait. Or also, when we get down to the Ohio River at Cairo, Illinois, we're going to split up off of the Mississippi because of the water levels, and just because it's an easier way, you don't have all the barge traffic. We're going to have to go upriver for a little while, and so that extra power is going to really help us, because we have an equivalent of a 15 horsepower motor. And from all my research, people said you need 8. So with 15, we should never have a problem. A guy I talked to online, he said he lost his transmission in his lower unit, where the gear box went out, just went into pieces, disintegrated, and he had to try to sail up the Ohio River. And he said he spent days where he would start at anchor, spend the whole day trying to move, and would end up within sight of where he left his anchorage in the morning. So hopefully we don't have anything like that happen, because that does not sound fun at all. But it's about the adventure, so I would probably still enjoy it. Like Ernest Hemingway says, difficulties are only things to overcome after all. I was reading a little bit about him and like the old man in the sea, and nowadays they know he was depressed, and that's kind of why he was like he was. But it had some really good writing. Some of his quotes about like the ocean and being on a ship are really cool. I'm sure you guys can't hear me now because the motor is way way loud, so I apologize about that. So we got the yellow light. The doors are not open yet. I got down here way quicker than I thought I was gonna. Ramming speed. The guy's probably like, you told me on the radio it was gonna take 15 minutes, not 10, and I got here in like 8. So, oops, I didn't mean to do that, but it was tricky. I'm trying to see where the light is. There it is, flashing orange. So we gotta wait for it to fill up, and then open the doors, and then we will head down in. Alright, now we just gotta wait for the green light. And we should be able to head in. There's some swamp, or sorry, I had to put the phone down and grab the throttle there. So, this guy gave us a whoop. Oh, babies, don't go in front of me. I do not want to hit the baby swans or geese. Get up to the front of the boat up there. Once we get the mast up, we'll be running jack lines from this cleat to the front bow eye up there and back on both sides, and then that'll give us the ability to hook the harness to that, and that'll be a little safer. So just because we're going for time here, I'm gonna not really film the process, so I can just get in and through, and I'll come back once we drop. We're gonna head out. The lock masters here were real nice. Lock dam number 14. I was talking to them. I told them about our channel. They said they might check it out. So if you guys see this video, you're amazing. I appreciate all your help. You guys do a wonderful job keeping these rivers going. Without you, this is like the veins of our country that keep our economy and everything going. So we appreciate you guys. Slimy on the sides. I don't know if it's because it's starting to get warmer, so then they have algae, and up north was colder, so the algae was already starting to die. But I have to kick off the side when I head off. Now my socks are all gooey. Barge up here. Here it is right there. So we'll probably get down a little farther, and we'll pull straight in there, and then let him get by, and then we'll keep on heading south. I'm trying to see how wide the channel is here, and if I'll have enough room, and he'll have enough room, or if it would be a better idea to just pull over to the side for him. I'll probably call him on the radio and ask what he wants me to do when I get a little closer. We'll have to check on the AIS here, see what his name is. Alright, it's the Gregory David. So, from up here, definitely looks there's more than enough room for us both to get through. So we'll head on down. We're going to head over here to the green channel marker on the very starboard side of the channel. Our starboard side. It is the starboard side of the channel as well, because they label them. That's why red is on that side and green is on this side, and they figure it if you're going towards the ocean. So we're going to go head over to the starboard side of the channel and make sure we give him plenty of room. There it is. Lock and dam. Alright, we pulled off just outside of the channel marker. On the Navionics it says it's like 10 feet, and it is 10 feet. So it's pretty cool that the Navionics keeps, even with the low water levels, how up to date it is. But we want to make sure the Gregory David has all the room it needs, and I believe it does. So we're going to give her a little more gas, and then we'll cut this at an angle, and then we'll hop back in the channel right before the marker there, and then come behind the barge, and then it does not have to worry whatsoever about us being in the way or anything to worry about. So up here on the right, I believe it is Bettendorf, and then after that will be Davenport, and on the other side there's Malone, I believe it's called, and another one, and that's the Quad Cities area. Up where I live in Minnesota, we have the Twin Cities. Gregory David. All these towboats are really cool, fine ships. So now we just got to make sure we're safe with the weight, which shouldn't be bad at all. We will keep heading south. Beckendorf, I think it's a coal plant. Makes your eyes sting. Here we have another, the Julian. Let's see if we can see here. The Julian Duby. I'm not sure if they ran aground or what's going on right now. It kind of looks like they did. They could just be parked waiting as well. I am not positive. Looks like their engine's running. So, I'm not sure what they're doing over there. Alright, here we have the bridge between Bettendorf and Malone, I believe is the name of the town. Kind of cool little arch bridge. Cool little bridge. Cool little town. I feel like we're in more of a populated area compared to upriver where we were for a while. It was real like wildlife reserves and stuff. So I don't know if it's going to be more populated like this all the way down to St. Louis and the Ohio River, or if we'll get back into some more of a nowhere country, which I like, because then when I was at Anchor I didn't have to worry about the local fire department coming and wondering if I was okay. I'm okay. Bettendorf. Up ahead there should be Davenport. There's a marina there. I'm not sure if we'll stop and top off our gas tank or not. Here we have the other bridge. I believe that is a rail bridge. It's really cool getting to see all the different bridges and the different... Oh, that's a road bridge. Oh no, that's a boat over there. Sorry, I thought that was a car up on the bridge. The guy over there taking off. Let's see how this looks over here with the low water. There's the Bettendorf Courtesy Dock. And down there is the marina. Well, coming up to Lock and Dam number 15, we have American Melody. We've ran into her a few times out here so far. She's went by us in the night a couple times, so kinda cool. Trying to see if it's docked or waiting to go through the lock down there or what's going on. I think it looks like it's docked, but I won't be able to know when we get closer. Yay, powers of technology. I was able to look on the AIS and it says she's moored. So she is tied up here in Davenport. I'm not sure if that's because they can't make it up to St. Paul or what's all going on with it. I don't think that's the one that's the big one that's supposed to do the maiden voyage. But if it is, we saw it upriver farther, but now she's stuck down here. And if it's not, it's just one that goes up and down the river here. We've seen it a few times. I want to say in Red Wing was the first time we saw it. Here we are coming up to Lock and Dam number 15. American Melody's right there. Here is Davenport, Iowa. It's not as big of a town as I thought it was. I always thought, I guess Minneapolis, St. Paul is a pretty big city, and I'm used to seeing that. I thought maybe Iowa had a real big one like that too. So the Lock and Dam is on the left side here, right around this corner. So we can't really see it yet, but that's where it's at. And I called ahead, and they said, bring her down. Alright, we're heading up. I can kind of slow down. Still got the red light. And over here we have the American Melody and Davenport. Kind of a cool little shot and thing to see. Experience. Things that you experience in life are amazing. Those are the things that count. Sorry if I'm not very exciting today. I'm pretty tired after having to move in the middle of the night, my anchor spot, and then getting woke up this morning by the fire department. I'm tempted to go not too much farther south here, and then take a nap maybe. So we got our green light. Here we go into dam number 15, Lock and Dam. remember the first one of these was so exciting, and now it's kind of started to be more of like another one. But we're getting there. I can finally start to feel, not like a big drop, so your ears don't just pop, but you can definitely tell that we're dropping in altitude. Alright, we should get the green any second and be good to enter. Pretty cool. There's like a bridge right on the other side of the lock and dam. I haven't seen that yet, so pretty cool. Alright, we just finished lock and dam number 50. It was a pretty big drop, and as you can see, it's pretty cool. You can see the rail bridge and everything. Out we go. So we were talking to the guy behind us in the lock and dam, and he works for a company where they deliver boats up and down the river. And he said he's going to check out our channel. And I told him to pass the boat here, and when he passes, we'll see if we can get a shot of him here. And then if he subscribes, he can see himself, and that's always exciting. People that have been following along, they always like that, and it's pretty cool. Get a shot of him. Wave! So if he subscribes, he'll check it out, and he saw himself. Always fun. Down farther south here, past Davenport. I'm not quite sure how far south I'm gonna go yet. Let him pass us here. Looks like there's a log floating up there we want to be careful for. Get a cool shot of lock and dam number 15. There's the continuous wave. So we're gonna head south. I'm not sure how far I'm gonna get after being woke up by the fire department this morning. That was kind of shocking. I thought I was gonna get another 2 or 3 hours of sleep. And then last night being woke up in the middle of the night and having them tell me that I couldn't anchor off of their town and I had to move also interrupted my sleep. So it'll be good to kind of get out of these Quad City areas, and then there won't be as many people. Be able to just relax at night and get a good night's sleep again. So, in the comments below, oh, we're not done. I'm that tired. I'm like, in the comments below, let me know. We're not done. We're only through the middle of the day. Get some more footage of our buddy up here. He's took off his bumpers. I don't know why some people like to not travel with them, and they think it's kind of like bad boat etiquette or something, but I always thought, whatever, on line about Mississippi River and doing the loop and everything, and it's kind of interesting. There's a old boat group or dirty boat group, and then they talk about how dirty boats are boats that are used, and then we have like the millionaire people that have their boats super shiny and they don't actually use them, like this boat that a guy's delivering to its winter place, and the boat owners themselves are not actually taking it. Coming from a motorcycle background, when you have your motorcycle, it's like your baby and your woman. You don't let anybody else ride your motorcycle, and you work on your motorcycle. You don't let other people work on your motorcycle. And then that becomes your individual thing, and like an expression of your individuality. And with boats, I kind of feel that same feeling that everything you do on the boat you should do yourself, and nobody else should drive your boat unless it's like a special circumstance and you allow them to for a short time, and then you work on your boat yourself so that you know it. inside and out. So there's Davenport, Iowa. Over on the other side here, one's Rock Island. I've heard before, like Rock Island Arsenal, and they make weapons. I don't know if that's here in Iowa or if that's a different Rock Island. So we're gonna press on south. We're doing nice. We got enough fuel. If we wanted to, we could continue on into the night, not have to stop or anything. But like I've said in videos, I am definitely gonna stop for gas and always have full tanks as much as possible. I like to burn 5 gallons and then put it out of the tank, or out of our can back here, so that we have a full tank, and then fill that up. Or if we do a full day, I'll go. But I never like the internal tank to get under half. The older tank, we don't know if there's sediment in the bottom or water. We do have a filter, and that's way upgraded compared to the original like water separator that came with the OMC sail drive, and I feel pretty confident in that. Once we get the mast up and I have more room, big bins. Oh, it's too shady in there. Later I'll show you guys, or tomorrow. But once we get the mast up, we'll be able to put the sails up and stuff, so we'll be able to get the boom out of there. We'll be able to get one of them big blue tubs out of there, because that's what the sails are in. And then the blue tub, like up in the, I think it's called salon area of the sailboat, which is the middle spot there. And then there's the head and then the beaver. So in the salon area of the sailboat, that blue thing we have with all my clothes in it, we'll be able to push both of those back into the quarter. We'll make more room, but when I do that, since I'll have more room, I'll pull them out and I'll show you guys the sail drive and how that all works. And if it rains tomorrow and we're at anchor all day, I might do that as well. So we can just check the spark plugs and everything, and I'll go over how the motor works and everything, because I was pretty amazed by it. I had never seen OMC sail drive before until we got this boat. I didn't even know they existed. Here is the Davenport to Rock Island vehicle bridge. South of it, we have the rail bridge that is open for us. This might be kind of cool to film. They're going to put one of the tops on the barges. Pretty cool. I was kind of wondering how they did that, or what did that. I'm sure they have different ways to do it in different places. Pretty cool. It's gotta be a little tricky. Looks like everything kind of, what I'm thinking I'm going to do maybe is go outside this channel marker or the next one and anchor for, take like a 2 or 3 hour nap, and then I'll continue on our way. I think that's the plan. I'm just eat a little sleep. I kind of, when you have a natural like way of things going and you get a natural rhythm, kind of throws you for a loop, but stuff like that happens when somebody wakes you up when you're not expecting it, when you're already pushing it into like minimum amounts of sleep, and then somebody tells you to move when you already got the anchor and all comfy. Alright everybody, we took a 2.5, 3 hour nap here, so we're still here by Rock Island, and I don't know if there's a refinery or what, but it doesn't smell good. So we're definitely not staying here tonight. We're going to make it another 10 miles, hopefully. And we'll anchor there is the plan. So, sorry, I'm still half asleep. I'm going to get all dressed, get up, and we'll start heading south again. All right, everybody. We're all dressed on deck and ready to go. Got to pull the anchor, put our anchor ball away that you're supposed to have out when you're anchored on the river during the day. Since we stopped and took a little nap. And yeah, we're going to try to get another 10-15 miles here. Maybe 20. We'll see how it goes, how I'm feeling. I would like to get a good night's sleep so I can get up early tomorrow, and then we'll judge how the weather's going to play out. It's still supposed to be real windy and rainy tomorrow as of right now. So we'll play it by ear if we're going to try moving during the real rainy, windy, or if we're going to try to just call it a boat project day. We definitely have a beautiful beautiful sunset on the river. I can tell from talking in these videos I'm starting to lose my voice. I'm not used to talking so much and having to yell over a motor. So, but tonight should be beautiful. And a nice night for cruising and getting some miles in. It got up to 72. So for my nap, I was able to just lay in my boxers instead of having to be in my whole spacesuit, which was nice. We were anchored in 15.9 feet of water here. Wasn't too bad at all, but you can tell on shore that the water level is way down compared to what it would normally be. So I'm gonna go weigh anchor and we'll head on farther south. Well, can't get a more perfect sunset than that on the river. Just still as can be. Water's like glass. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool to experience. So, we're going to try to make another 10-15 miles here before we drop anchor and call her a night. Hopefully we'll find a good spot and nobody will be like, hey, you need to move, because that is not fun. And we're going to also get to go under our first bridge at night, so that'll be kind of cool. We have the Trojan up here passing us, towboat. Over there is the channel marker, maybe 20 feet. So at night you always want to make sure you give these guys a nice wide berth, make their job as easy for them as you can. Because when you look at those barges in the front and they got that big angle, if that thing hit you, it would flip you over and you would go under like nothing. So, passing barges in the dead of night. So, that is just a single one, and it looks empty because she's real tall, the barge that she's pushing. It's weird just to see a single one like that empty, but I guess with the low water, they're probably moving everything around that they can and just kind of shuffling everything. So, onward into the sunset we go. right, we got to do our first bridge at night, which I've been waiting for. Kind of see how it looked. It looks like they put 2 red markers on each side and then a green one there in the middle for the height clearance. So that's kind of cool. This is the bridge by Alaris, it says on the map. I probably totally butchered that pronunciation, but it works. Zoomed out camera does not pick up low light as well as 1x. So our camera has a 1x, 0.5x, 3x, and 10x. So like 0.5x doesn't look much light, 1x does, 3x, 10x does. 1x is the only one that'll do those night photos, but it'll do a longer exposure. It'll do it for about 1 to 3 seconds. How we're able to get those night shots so that you guys can see how it looks for me out here. Kind of see. Even in the pictures though, it doesn't do it justice to how bright it really is out. Here we have our guide for the night coming up behind us. Checked out the AIS. Other than the Trojan back there that we passed, we should be clear up to 15 more miles here where we're going to anchor for the night. Alright, here we are, parked up outside of the channel marker. You guys can't see it. And then there's the Linewood Endeavor. Called him on the radio, told him I'd be off on the port side. Said I'll see you on the 1, which refers to when you're passing another boat. If they do 1, 2 to the horn, that means you pass on the port side, and if they do 2, then you pass on the starboard side. And a lot of these barges, when you contact them, they'll say, see you on the 1, or see you on the 2. And then that's what side they want you to pass on. Alright everybody, that's a night. We got another 15 miles after sunset. It's about 11:30. No, it's about 10. Sorry about that. I was looking. I was a little off. So it's about 10 o'clock. We're going to call it a night so I can get a good night's sleep, and we'll head back at it tomorrow based on the weather, and that'll determine what our plans are for the day.